What is going on, everybody? It is Big L here, and today is the second in our series of WPF coach interviews. Today, I am joined by Bucs1211, coach of the Bucs1211. So go ahead.
What's up, everyone?
Say hi. There you go. So, did you watch the first one yet? Have you watched it with TRT?
Not yet.
Okay, so this is all fresh to you, so that's cool.
Yes, sir.
So, just a little intro to who Bucs is. Bucs was a Gyarados coach last season. We played each other twice, split.
Yep, same division.
And you are also the founder, chairman, whatever you had, commissioner of the UPBA.
Yep.
So, so that's just the case. For some reason, you're not from somewhere and you don't know who Bucs is, and you know who I am for somehow, some way. I don't know. There you go. That's who Bucs is. I think were we both on the first episode of the WPF podcast?
No, I was on the second one.
You and T4U's voices sound similar. I think that might be why I got you guys.
That's because we're both beautiful people.
Oh, there you go. So, okay. So, first question is, what was your first Pokemon game? What was the last Pokemon game you played? And what is your favorite Pokemon game? And this doesn't have to mean just main series. So if your favorite Pokemon game is like one of the mystery dungeons, you could say, oh, it's Mystery Dungeon or Pokemon Snap or whatever. So,
okay. Well, first one, since I'm a little up there in age, was Red. Pretty much when it first came out. I remember this exactly. I was over at my grandparents' house. Their neighbor was a kid my age. He had it. I was like, Grandma, Grandpa, you see this? Do you want to get that for me? And they did. And honestly, I haven't looked back playing. There's some of the greatest memories, especially with Red. Oh my God. But favorite Pokemon game, honestly, I loved Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah.
I played the living shit out of it. And to this day, maybe yearly, probably, I play it.
Oh, wow.
It's just a great game. I love it.
And what was the last Pokemon game you played?
Sword and Shield, doing the Players Cup 4.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, didn't end so hot. Did decent, but hopefully I'll have a better showing next go round.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it. I'd get into that if I cared for the restricted mons. I feel like the restricted mons really hurt the format. That's just my opinion.
It's honestly it's not that bad. It's just Zacian is literally everywhere.
Yeah, you and JK were saying that in chat. Like, it's not that bad, like, especially since it's only one this time around.
Yeah, that's the only plus. It's literally the meta, honestly, is Zacian and Sun. You'll see that probably on like 80% of the teams.
Yeah, that's what JK was saying.
It's disgusting.
All right, so moving on to the next question. How did you get into Draft League?
So I really didn't play any type of competitive Pokemon probably till Sun and Moon. Because, let's see, the last Pokemon I played before I stopped playing in high school was playing probably Diamond and Pearl. Then I just stopped playing completely. And then I think it was my third year in college. I won a 3DS off a A-Drive stream.
Oh, that's cool.
And that sucked me right back in. Because then I bought X, I bought Omega Ruby, and then I was fully back in. But with draft leagues, I was watching them on YouTube. I was like, I'm not that good to do this. Then, I posted on Reddit looking for some, and this was probably early 2019. Found one that was atrocious. It probably went like 3 weeks, and then everyone just stopped talking. Everything just disappeared.
Oh yeah, that's common.
Then I found the UPL. So I applied there. I didn't get in my first try. Fucking craft. But someone ended up dropping, and then I replace them, and I've been honestly every chance I get been playing in draft leagues ever since. They're just it's just so much fun.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
It's
So
addicting.
so about 2019. So what was that? Sun and Moon era, or
Yeah,
Usum.
yeah,
So that's cool. That's not as long as I thought you were gonna say, but it's pretty. It's still like a little while, honestly. Like
yeah.
a lot of
It's a
people do
decent
like
amount.
1 or 2 seasons and then just like okay, they're done. So moving on to the next one, and you kind of went into this a little bit on the last question is how long have you been playing Pokemon competitively?
Yeah, no, it hasn't been long at all. So the first cup of coffee I had with competitive play was VGC in Sun and Moon,
Yeah,
and
same here.
then I just graduated straight to Draft League because it's just a whole nother world and a whole lot better of a world.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, like yeah, I started playing VGC with Sun and Moon. I loved the meta with VGC Sun and Moon. Like with it,
Yeah, I was.
you can only use mons that can be caught in the game and stuff. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yep.
I think
Yeah,
smaller mon size, smaller deck sizes are so much better for VGC. I feel because people can be
100%.
so much more creative.
Yep, but yeah, that's why I think VGC leagues are starting to take off now,
I
just
would
for
love to
that
try one.
chance for creativity.
I would love to try a VGC draft league. Honestly,
Oh God, well, the one that me and JK are in, it's a little rough for me because my team kind of stinks the way I'm running it. But it's been fun, especially being able to do it on cart as well. I love that.
on cart. Oh, you mean on you're doing it on Wi-Fi?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
yeah. Since the timer's normal for VGC,
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
easily do that, and yeah, it's been fun, and being able to do 2 out of 3s, so you get to
yeah.
see
Playing
crazy adjustments. It's awesome.
that was so much fun whenever I went down to Collinsville. Is just the difference in like play styles that you have to play whenever you're playing a best of three as opposed to a best of one
Oh yeah,
is insane.
especially having to try to hide what kind of set you brought, your moves.
Right.
It's a lot
It's
of
not
mind games.
it's not just okay, this move can probably kill, but I haven't revealed that move, so I should probably use this
Yep.
90% accurate move that I've already shown. So it's yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was
So
actually going to go to a one of those like regionals because there was going to be one in New York.
mhm.
I think it was supposed to be like April or May in Albany of last year, and of course,
Yeah,
COVID.
stuff happens. Yeah, because I know me and Big Shane we met at Collinsville, and we were talking and about going to I think North American Internationals last year was supposed to be in like Columbus, Ohio,
Hmm.
and so like we were talking about going to that. I think Panda had mentioned he was potentially thinking about going. T4U had thought about potentially going, and we were trying to get like a bunch of us to go play at North American Internationals last year.
That would
But
have been amazing.
yeah, I know it would have been super fun. Like I'd get a bunch of people from the league together, all meet, go play, and just see how we did. It was fun. I loved it. I thought it was great. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, I'm looking. I want to. Hopefully, they start opening things back up because that's number one. What I want to do is go to one of those events. Bad.
It's just a super fun time. And I got to meet A Drive, he was a super nice guy.
Yeah, that's cool as hell too.
Yeah, he was walking out of the elevator in the hotel, and I was walking up to check in. I was like, oh, he probably thought I was like a crazy person because I don't know why. I was like, oh, I kind of looked at him. I was like, oh, hey. And he kind of looked at me. I was like, I'm a huge fan. I don't know why. Like in my head, I was like, he should know who I am. Obviously, like I recognize him. But like,
Well, it's good to hear. He was a cool dude.
but yeah, he was super friendly. He sat and talked to me for like 5 or 6 minutes, and
That's awesome.
super cool guy. So moving on to the next question is what is your favorite low tier, and by low tier I mean tier 4 or tier 5 Pokemon to use in Draft League?
Oh, that's another tough question. Um, man, if I honestly had to choose, probably honestly, I enjoyed using Shinotic. Honestly, it saved me in a couple matches.
Hmm.
I think I've used it 2 times now. Effect Spore is great. Its typing isn't too shabby. Blast, Strength Sap, Spore. I love it, honestly. There's a lot of people who don't, but I've honestly I've enjoyed using
Hmm. I hate that typing. I really can't stand that typing.
it.
Like, it's the one reason like I have no interest in trying Tapu Bulu is because of the typing. Like, I hate that typing.
Yeah, I got Tapu Bulu in the UPL. It hasn't been too bad, but there's been I think 1, 2, 3, like 4 games where I just can't bring it.
Yeah. I think I mentioned this in chat a couple weeks ago. I was like, Bulu was one of those mons that like you look at its stats and you think this Pokemon should be really, really good. But then, like
Yep,
every time
100%.
someone takes it, or like I've never seen anyone use it like really well in a league. Like never.
I think now because of Rillaboom, it's just pushed to the side now,
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's outclassed by Rillaboom, 100%.
big time.
The only thing that Bulu has on Rillaboom is that it gets rock coverage for flying types.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's true.
Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, but that's it. Like, that's the only thing you can point to with Bulu that you can say, okay, this in this way it's better than Rillaboom.
Honestly, another one too that I actually used in the one Wi-Fi league that I was in is Cryogonal.
I love Cryogonal.
It every time that I brought it to, it's just great. It hits hard. It's a perfect way to remove
It,
hazards. I really enjoyed it.
it gets recovery.
Yep, recovery is great.
Levitate's a fantastic ability.
100%.
It's such a good Poke. I love Cryogonal. My favorite tier 5. I love Cryogonal so
If
much.
if I get another chance to draft it, it's honestly it's a no-brainer.
It's always on my list of mons that I'd like to draft because it's just because in tier 5 it's such a crapshoot. So like you're
Always
always like
is.
reaching for something. You're like okay, how could I use this? But like if you have a tier 5 that you know how to use, that's a huge advantage. Like I would argue that Cryogonal and Quillfish are like way above all the other tier 5s.
Oh, Quillfish too. Oh
Maybe
yeah.
Girder. Girder's really good too for a tier 5. But
Actually,
like
yeah, I've used Girder too. That was actually on my the one draft league that I won. Girder was actually really good for me.
Girder's great. Like you can surprise people and bring it offensive with guts too, and it's not bad. Instead of bringing Eviolite.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so moving on to question 5. This is more of one of my more. I'm only asking you this question, so this is interesting. The WPF question. So you got off to a rough start in season 7, but
Oh yeah.
coming down to it, you had a chance. The last couple weeks at the playoffs still. So what do you think helped you turn the season around?
The transactions I made.
Yeah.
100%. So I really wanted to try Mega Mawile, but I was just using it like crap. I was expecting it to show me the same results I've had when I've used Mega Scissor. It just wasn't working out. I needed more of a mon that could take hits, that could also do other things for me. So I was like, you know what? Let me grab Slowbro instead, because I could keep it as a normal Slowbro, keep that regenerator. That's great, and then Mega Slowbro's thick as hell. You could run Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Scald, Slack Off. That thing's a nightmare to deal with. And then I was like, so let me find another mon that I could do multiple things with, that could surprise opponents. I'll have to maybe try to figure out exactly what kind of set I'm going to bring. And that was with Salamence, because you could run like a thick Wish set. You could run it a little bit of special. You can run a little bit of physical. So I decided, Latias was good for me, but you know what? Let me give Salamence a shot.
Also,
And
Scarf
then,
Moxie.
yeah, Moxie's great. Even Intimidate's awesome. And then I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? Crook, I'm kind of like stacking some weaknesses together. It's making it really difficult to switch in. So I was like, you know what? Let me just grab a steel type. So I picked up Durant. That came in clutch for me so many times.
Yeah,
That's
like
definitely another mon I'm gonna pick up.
like week 12.
And then And then I also decided, let me try to make one more move. JK was looking to make moves, and he loves the ice cream cone. So I was like, you know what? Let's do ice cream for Crobat. And Crobat was awesome for me too.
Yeah,
Like the
Crobat's really good.
first game I brought it basically won the game for me. I had no complaints there. But yeah, it's the team that I originally drafted. It didn't really mesh the way that I wanted to, but when I made those transactions, it made the games a little bit easier. Even if I played like crap, there were still ways for me to be in it rather than, just thrown out, just kind of crap team that really didn't gel well together.
Right. Yeah, I thought that when I was getting ready for our week 12 match. I was like, this dude's team is 1,000% different than it was week 1. Like it's like, and I thought it was so much scarier because yeah, like you said, like for my team, Mega Mawile wasn't that scary. So like, it's always a problem. Like in my battle video against you, I was like, I can't let it get set up. But I was like, if you let Mega Mawile get set up, it just destroys souls.
Oh yeah, it's a huge nightmare.
But like, I remember that's just what I was thinking. Like, whenever I was getting ready for our match week 12, I was like, this guy's team is way different. It's so much harder to get ready for.
Yeah, see, it's nice. Like with Mega Mowile, you have to. It's hard to put yourself into the right position to like set up with it. You kind of have to hope your opponent gives you that opening to do it, and that's not really my play style because I hate having to go off like with the setup mon like that really can't take a hit. So it was, yeah. Mega Mobile is great, but it's just not for me.
That's fair. That happens. You know, I tried Mega Scizor once, and it was a nightmare. Like I want to try it again. I really do. But for the one time I tried it, it was just horrible.
Mega Scissor, when I've used it, fantastic. I would have loved to use that thing again.
I told, I think, who was I talking to before the draft last season? That I was like, I really want to try Mega Scizor in a world without hidden power. You know, where you
It's a
don't have to
lovely
worry
world.
about, yeah,
Let
you
me
don't
tell
have to worry
you.
about hidden power fire on every single Pokemon coming. So, all right, moving on. So, how do you think the talent in the WPF compares to other leagues that you're in?
Oh, it's rough. It's a fucking gauntlet. Honestly,
It really is.
there's
It
so
really
many
is.
good coaches, and I honestly, I wouldn't change it any other way. To get better, you have to go against these coaches that are fantastic. And even if I get absolutely destroyed, get a little salty, I love it because the only way you're gonna get better is seeing these coaches exploit kind of your faults, and then you could build off of that. And a lot of these coaches, they're great.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah, it's deep. Gyarados League is deep, I tell you. Like TRT was talking about how heavy he thought Carp Division was, and that's true. Like you're gonna have that whenever you have like this kind of a full on talent split, quote unquote,
Mm-hmm.
that we had. You're gonna have that because like you're gonna have some people that there are probably people out there who thought, okay, this coach should have been in Gyarados, this coach should have been in Carp. And so if you've got one of those guys, those coaches who are borderline in a division, you know, if they're in a league with people who have maybe only played like one draft league before, or it's their first draft league, you know, then they're obviously going to do well.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, it's rough, I think. So
There's no easy game. If
no,
you go into a week thinking it's gonna be easy, you're probably gonna get crushed.
right,
That's
you
just how
can't
it
take a
is.
week off,
No,
and one mistake can just cost you a game. Like it doesn't matter if you're
hundred
playing a team
percent.
that's like 0-8 or something. Like my season went downhill whenever I just made a stupid decision and just went Volcarona against Zycofool. And like after that, I won one game. Like,
I've had a couple of those moments this
and then
past season.
I think like Twitch was having a rough season, and he beat Lucky, who's one of the better battlers in the league. Like
Yeah.
anyone can beat anybody. It's absolutely crazy in Gyarados League. And then go to the last question that I've got for you: is how does running a league compare to simply being a coach? So
Oh
like,
God.
which one is more fun? Like, do you have more fun running the league? Do you have more fun just being a coach?
Um, they they both have their things going for them. It's way easier being a coach because you don't have to deal with anybody really,
Right, right.
and then you have to if you're running a league, you got to update the doc. If anyone has questions, you always got to be ready to answer that. If any issues go on, you got to deal with that. Like there was my past season for my league season 2, there was a huge issue in the playoffs with two coaches deciding it's time to meme, and they were both friends, and one coach got 6-0'd and I lost it because it just makes no sense to do that. And
Yeah,
I try to have a competitive league, and there's coaches that try really hard to make the playoffs, and then you're taking that first round as a joke. Me and Shane were like, "What the fuck is going on here? Like, this just made no sense." But yeah, it's way easier being a coach, but being able to run a league, have making the doc was honestly pretty fun. Updating it, another story. But they both have their perks, and honestly, running my own league, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it.
I before I found the WPF, I thought about starting one. It's just the idea of like you said, all the extra work you got to do is
Oh
just
yeah.
just insane. Like I barely have time to just be in one league. Like let alone I don't think I'd be able to handle running one. Like it'd be
Yeah.
crazy.
There was at one point where I was in 5 and I was ready to blow my brains out.
Good lord.
It was rough trying to build each week and then trying to remember what exactly you built for. That was where I was running into issues because I just kept forgetting. Oh, what's this speed for? What's this attack for? It was all meshing together. But yeah, running a league isn't too bad, especially if you find a good core of people that are gonna
Hmm.
stay. Like in my league, there's like a solid 10 people I can count on that are always gonna play their games, and in the WPF and UPL, that entire league, Magikarp, but Gyarados for sure. Everyone's always going to be there. Everyone's going to be accountable for what they got to do, and it's awesome.
But that's still I can't get over that. Like, you memed in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like
And
that's
these were
insane
two
to me.
people that were friends. Like you can see where other coaches be like, that's kind of fishy. Did this person just give their friend a win? You know.
Yeah, yeah. I there's a time
But
and a
thankfully,
place.
the person that won the meme match, who had the best record in the league, Shane beat the shit out of him in the finals. So it was just as well served.
Well, that's good then. So, but I think that's all I got for you, man. Um, is there anything you want to add? Anything?
No, I just appreciate you for having me on. It was fun chatting. I love
Yes.
talking anything and everything Pokemon.
So cool. So yeah, this should be up not before too long. And you have a YouTube, so I will link that in the description.
And
So,
it's getting a little dusty over there, but hopefully we'll revive it soon.
but yeah. Let me do my outro, and we'll be good to go. So, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you like. Like I said, the link to Bucs channel will be down in the description. Go if like I said, if you somehow are here but you don't follow Bucs, go give him a follow. And that'll do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.
Appreciate